Quitting alcohol is arguably the fastest and easiest way for an individual to immediately improve their health, improve their sleep, improve their relationships, their finances, their spiritual life, and the list goes on and on and on. Removing alcohol can have such a cascading effect that people can become unrecognizable in just a couple of years. They can go from lethargic, lazy, unhappy to having incredible lives. But the bizarre thing is that when somebody tries to stop drinking alcohol, they are met with intense resistance. And this resistance comes from two different places. The first is the external resistance. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that there's people out there that you're going to tell them, do you know what? I'm removing alcohol from my life, and you're not met with support. Come on, just have one or two. Oh, it's just for tonight. Come on, it's my birthday. We've heard it all before. And this can come from people we love. It can come from family members, from friends, from colleagues. We don't want to upset them. Then we turn on the TV and the TV saying that wine drinkers live longer. Then we put on a movie and our favorite actor's there with a shot of tequila or having a glass of wine. And then we watch a sport and then there it is again. It's almost like the entire world is working against us. And then on the other side of it, we've got the inner resistance. There's this idea that we want to drink. We tell ourselves we're not going to drink. We promise ourselves we're not going to drink. And then a few hours pass, a few days pass, a few weeks pass, and we're there wanting to drink. We feel this desire, this pull to just have one or two. Even though we know in our heart that we could have better health, we could drop that 20 pounds, our relationship with our partners could improve better than ever. We know all of this stuff, yet these forces are so strong that it becomes so difficult to stop drinking. But it doesn't need to be that way. I've not drank for just under 5 years after a 10-year battle. After calling myself an alcoholic, just using my own willpower, even trying to go to AA meetings, I found a way. And it's not just me, it is millions of other people as well. And if you watch this video to the very end, I promise you, you will leave with so much motivation to get rid of alcohol from your life that you will also become unrecognizable in just a few months' time.
Now, the important thing to understand is that it is the poison, the acetaldehyde itself, that leads to the effect of being inebriated or drunk. I think most people don't realize that being drunk is actually a poison-induced disruption in the way that your neural circuits work.
Starts off as a fun little thing, and then it turns into an escape, and then all of a sudden you don't remember why you're out there doing stuff.
It was more just that I lost everything. I was practically homeless, unable to hold down like a waiting tables job. My friends all started to abandon me because I was a very angry and horrible human being to be around. And then finally, like, my girlfriend, who I never thought would leave me, like, left me.
And, you know, it was started off with this, then it became that. Then my wife started getting on me like, Jesus Christ, look at the size of it. I go, it's a home pour. 8 minutes left in the show, pour another one. So I poured the other one, and it was over, and I was walking down the stairs to our bedroom, and I didn't know if she was still up or not. I literally was hiding it on the side of my leg, trying to make sure the ice cube wasn't going to clink against the side of the glass.
And I'll tell you, I drank every single night of my life, and I never thought I could live without it. It was just, I was just like anyone listening that's like, no. You don't understand. All my friends drink. It's my life. It's my social life. It's my work life. It was everything to me.
You just become an awful human being. Like, you're selfish.
Was there a moment that was like crystallizing, like, oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna kill myself.
You suffer enough that something inside you goes, I'm done. And I'm like lucky because I hit that point before I lost really the things that were the most important, which was not my career or money, it was my relationship with my kids. And when I felt as if it impacted them, I recognized it. It was the worst day of my life. I made amends. And for a while, I thought maybe this is temporary. Maybe this feeling is gonna go away. But since that day, I swear to Christ, I have not ever wanted to drink once.
You know what's amazing to me is how the people who make alcohol get a free ride. If I said to you that I was on the board of Philip Morris, you would say, that's pretty screwed up. If I said that, I'm on the board of Anheuser-Busch, you probably would hit me up for tickets to the Super Bowl. In terms of the amount of social damage, what Anheuser-Busch has created has produced 100 times the social damage than what Philip Morris has produced.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I've always puzzled about it. I don't know how we got it in our heads, like to treat one like it's completely taboo, and the other we kind of shrug.
And we ranked all the drugs on those harms, and then we weighted the harms. And amazingly, out of that, to my surprise,
alcohol came top. Alcohol was the most harmful drug in the UK because the social harms of alcohol are so enormous. The harms due to health costs, due to road traffic accidents, due to violence in the streets, domestic violence, those are the ones that make alcohol in the UK the most harmful drug. What I've discovered was that the government did not want that message.
And we've been brainwashed by alcohol industries to believe that quitting is really hard. It's part of their propaganda. They're the ones pushing that message, which seems like, why would they tell people it's hard? But they're doing that because if it's hard, you won't quit.
You should watch the hell out because alcohol is a vicious drug. It's the only drug we know that actually makes people aggressive. So you see a massive effect on crime rates because half the people who murder someone are drunk.
Oh yeah.
And half the people who are murdered are drunk. If you really want to get killed, the best thing to do is go drink with a family member.
Yeah.
So which is actually statistically true.
You go to a college football game and Bud Light will be an active sponsor of the event, will have some huge relationship with the school. This is crazy. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's like, this is the drug that is causing so many problems for young people, particularly on campuses.
Sure.
And the schools are hand in glove with the manufacturers of it.
Because it's socially acceptable, because they don't have to worry about repercussions.
Because we give it a like, in a way that they would never have
Marlboro.
Yeah. Right? That would be, oh my God, people would pick it.
There is a lot of pressure on young people not to drink necessarily, but to find happiness through going out and getting mashed, and that's fun, and you have a good time, and good luck to you. But if it doesn't work for you, and if you keep waking up going, I don't seem to be having nearly as good time as most of my friends, then think about it. It doesn't have to be something you do. Is all I'd say to people.
I started to drink more and more and more, and it was really hard for me to accept that meant I was an alcoholic. I was like, I can just go back. I was fine before. I just need to take a break. I just need to slow down. I'm okay. You know what I mean? This isn't me. And I started to drink every day. And I come home from work and I start to drink, and I just sit there and drink till I pass out on the couch.
In my case, the quickest way of forgetting about the fact that you were being watched was to get very drunk, and then as you get very drunk, you become aware that, people are watching more now because now I'm getting very drunk, so I should probably drink more to ignore that more.
I'm not going to be funny anymore. I thought that.
Okay.
I thought there was going to be ramifications, yeah. I thought that I wouldn't be able to meet girls if I wasn't drinking.
Right, so that was what you were afraid of giving up if you stopped drinking.
Right.
What were you afraid of happening if you kept drinking?
I was afraid of not achieving my dreams. I was afraid of, ending up a drug addict.
So why quit drinking? So I don't end up in hell. Hey, there's a reason to stop. And then if you make that hell real, it's like, here's all the details of my personal hell. Yes, let's avoid that.
Right.
So then you have something to run the hell away from.
Right, so now you have something towards and something to run away from, because I'm afraid of, I can't communicate with women, or I'm afraid to, stand around in a circle with tough guys without having like a beer in my hand, or like all these little crutches, I can't. I remember when I got like 90 days sober, I was just like, holy shit, man, like, it was like the first time I'd ever done something like for myself,
Yeah.
It felt unprecedented.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not giving up my fun. Yeah. And I could never imagine, so when I get married, I'm not gonna have a drink. So when I have a kid, I'm not gonna have a whiskey. Guess what? Yes, I didn't have any of that, and it's awesome. It was the best thing I ever did. Enabled me to have a solid marriage and kids and a career, and I didn't end up a crazy actor. No one can get sober for their jobs, for their wife, for their kids. They can't do it for any of that. They can only do it when they decide they're done.
I was running to things to avoid tough feelings, painful feelings. I just didn't know how to deal with them, and looking for anything I found that I use for escape, to escape those kinds of, difficult feelings. I don't want to, at this point, to be running from anything. I want to sit in it, I want to feel it, I want to get through the rough night. And I found in doing so, you come out the other side with a more profound understanding of yourself, a greater gratefulness for those in your life, the birds and the trees and everything else.
Fear was a big motivator in that for me. Losing my family, that was the thing that scared me so much. That was the bottom I hit, that my family's gonna go away because of my behaviors that I brought home from the road. I got kicked out of the house by my wife. I was living on my own somewhere, and I did not want that. She did the right thing. She kicked my ass right the hell out of the house, that scared the shit out of me.
How long have you been sober now?
15 years. Friggin' saved my life, saved our family, and working through that stuff. So very grateful for my wife. She's the one that didn't ask for this shit. She walked through fire with me, and we walked out together stronger, way stronger than we ever would have been before.
Because I'm negative and I'm dark. And I want to do bad stuff. I want to hang out in this neighborhood alone. That's dangerous to hang out in this neighborhood alone right here, right? It wants to kill everything. It wants to kill me too. I made the right decision. I made Cuz proud of me. I made myself proud of me. I hate myself. I'm trying to kill myself. I hate myself a lot, but I want to change my life. I want to live a different life now. I want to live my sober life. I don't want to die. I haven't took drugs in 6 days. And for me, that's a miracle. I've been lying to everybody else and think I was sober, but I'm not. This is my 6th day. I'm never going to use again.
I have a question I'd like you to ask yourself. Would my life be better physically and emotionally without alcohol? It's a question I asked myself regularly. The answer was always, hell yes. But I didn't really like that answer. I preferred to carry on drinking.
I drank in search of happiness and in search of a lifestyle that I thought would bring me to happiness. It didn't, and I woke up one morning going, wow, I've drank a lot, but I'm still not happy. What's that about?
I wasn't drinking because I had a crummy childhood or because I was suffering from any personal trauma. I was drinking because I was physically addicted to alcohol.
Because alcohol is normalized in our society. It is everywhere. It is ingrained. It's the social glue that sticks everything together. From baby showers, christenings, Freshers' Week, weddings, parties, funerals, barbecues, celebrations, commiserations, and everything in between.
An estimated 23 million Americans struggle with a substance use disorder, and the average American is more likely to die from an overdose than a motor vehicle accident, a mass shooting, and a terrorist attack combined.
You can't talk to you can't plan for how
Right.
you're gonna feel 2 drinks in because you
Yeah.
get drunk and then it just keeps going.
And you see, we've been brainwashed into thinking that there are just 2 types of drinkers. There are those at rock bottom, alcohol dependent, and there's everybody else, happy, social drinkers who are just occasionally a bit lightweight and can't hold their beer. In fact, the reality is very different. It's a spectrum. I would highly recommend you get off the booze elevator before it hits rock bottom.
You might say, well, why do people drink too much? It's like, if you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. It's like, okay, so why stop? You do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's really hard on the people around you. You tend to turn into a liar, and it screws up your life.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, well, it is, but you need something better than that. And what's better isn't being straight and not making mistakes. It's like, that's all prohibition in some sense. What's better is, no, you need an adventure, man. You need to get out there and have something to do.
Yeah.
And something worth waking up for. And that's the substitute for the addiction.
When you drink alcohol, it can pass into all the cells and tissues of your body. It has no trouble just passing right into those cells. And the fact that it can pass into so many organs and cells so easily is really what explains its damaging effects. Ethanol produces substantial damage to cells. And it does that because when you ingest ethanol, it has to be converted into something else because it is toxic to the body. It's broken down into acetaldehyde. And if you thought ethanol was bad, acetaldehyde is particularly bad. Acetaldehyde is poison. It will kill cells. It damages and kills cells, and it is indiscriminate as to which cells it damages and kills.
I recall in high school, the motivational speakers would come to my school and say, don't do drugs. Don't do crack, don't do heroin, don't do cocaine, and don't do meth. I'd say to myself, okay, I heard you loud and clear. I won't do drugs. But absent from those talks was any reference to alcohol. From what I saw on TV, in the movies, as far as I was 21, everything was gonna be just fine. But what I didn't hear from those speakers and motivational speakers in elementary school and middle school, high school, was that alcohol kills more people each year than every other drug combined. Now, my drinking became so bad in Spain, I was blacking out 5 to 7 nights per week. 20 to 25 drinks a night, that was the norm. One night, I ended up in the emergency room. I was thinking I was having a heart attack. but it ended up being alcohol-induced withdrawal symptoms and a severe anxiety attack. But finally, after a decade of being sick and tired and a failed suicide attempt due to that damn stigma, on September 7th, I got sober.
45 years ago today, I had a wake-up call. I was heading for disaster, drinking myself to death. I'm not preachy, but I got a message, a little thought that said, do you want to live or die? And I said, I want to live. And suddenly the relief came and my life has been amazing. And today is the tomorrow you were so worried about yesterday. You young people, don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting. Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid.
I never looked back. A whole new world opened up to me. People report better sleep, better sex, regulated weight. They report clearer skin. People report that their anxiety dissipates. Many people say they find a sense of purpose. They find that suddenly they can take on new challenges. They can start a new career. They can form a charity. They can write the book they always wanted to write.
You stopped drinking.
Stopped drinking, yeah.
Very difficult?
No, beautiful, unbelievable.
Better.
Oh, are you kidding? I would never be sitting here with you. No way, no chance.
Because?
Because I wouldn't have been able to have access to myself or other people, or even been able to take in other people if I hadn't changed my life. No way. And I never would have been able to have relationships that I do. I never would have been able to take care of my father the way I did when he was sick. So many things.
Every time the chip's not been in control, I've screwed up, and God knows I've screwed up so many times. Oh my gosh, I've screwed up so many times when my chip has not been controlled. This is why I don't like alcohol, and this is why I don't like drugs, because you're not in control. A substance is doing that, right? But it's a good thing that you have this rage, because if we can take this, 97 octane fuel and we put it in the right engine, controlled, oh my gosh. So we need to make sure that high octane is controlled, because high octane in the wrong place can blow up a building.
Yeah.
And then it is that thing where it's just, your life just changed and people are nice to you finally when no one's been nice to you. You've lived in a world like the drinking world and the kind of druggy world that I was in, just everybody's miserable and they're all mean to each other.
Yeah.
Constantly. You're just nasty all the time. And then you go to a meeting and people are like, hey man, and you're just so, it's so confusingly wonderful.
I don't miss it generally, now at all. I like the sort of chaos I used to invite into my life. I'm really much happier now.
I, for maybe the first time, am proud of myself that I didn't quit quitting.
Because sometimes they talk about you have an epiphany, and I did. It was one day my wife was out, and I was opening up and I thought, am I out of my mind? Yes. And I made a phone call, and I've been sober ever since. That was 32 years ago. It's a very odd feeling, but I had some great people. I spoke to some people at the time. It's one of those things that you don't even question.
So it's the easiest thing in the world, because every time I think about it, I'm just holy shit, that's the worst thing in the world. I don't want that. I can't do that. And that's the piece that people find. So now I'm that asshole who's I'm grateful. I learned a lot. I actually got to be a better person through this process, and I've lost the obsession.
And if you want a completely different way to get control of your drinking that's not AA related, it's not willpower related, it's not therapy related or rehab related or anything like that, click the link in the description and book a call to speak with me or one of my team. We use something called first principles thinking to help people reframe the way that they view alcohol. Our success rate is over 90%, and we have worked with hundreds of people now, helping them get immediate control of their drinking. And then we use coaching to really focus on helping people build a great life without it. So if you want details, please click the link in the description and book a call. And if you click the video on the screen right now, you can learn some of the warning signs that alcohol is killing you.